Welcome back to the Full Court Press Podcast. As always, I'm your host Brian Joyner, joined by Ben. How you doing, Ben?
Oh man, best day of the week. Good to be
Yeah,
back.
good to be back. Today, I think we're going to break down go into a little more detail on a few two teams, one that interests both of us each, and then we'll go right into our ballers and fallers. We have a long list of those, so it should take up a good amount of time, but we're excited to talk about those. The first team that we're going to talk about is one that I'm thankful won yesterday. Um,
Yes.
the New Orleans Pelicans, because I knew for a fact that if they didn't win yesterday, that they were gonna beat the Mavericks tonight. I was just convinced. It's just like how the Mavericks work. They just
Yep.
tend to tend to throw stinkers at teams that should beat.
Yeah, just like the Pacers last time, right?
Yeah,
Were their
yeah.
only win or something like that.
Sheesh. No, like the Wizards. The Wizards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
the only win of the season for them is against us.
Yeah, I think
It's
the
not.
Pacers as well, but I could be wrong.
Oh, we beat the Pacers.
Oh, we did? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
But they should have won. Neesmith, career 40% 3-point shooter, caught a loose ball at the 3-point line at the end of the game with like 3 seconds left, and he
That's
missed
right.
it wide open.
I
Thank
must have
God.
turned it off before they got to
Oh,
that point.
it was bad. It was nuts.
Jeez.
But to go into the Pelicans, I'm just fascinated by honestly how bad this team is, given the players they have on their team. And my question to you is kind of like, if this team keeps going this way, they're gonna blow it up, and we can only assume if they blow it up, Zion's gone. We can just know that that's happening. Um, who do you think on this team stays with the Pelicans?
Man, I mean, that's a tough question because if you say blow it up, I mean, what is there to really blow up in their mind? Like the pieces that they have, they kind of just brought in a couple pieces, right, with Poole.
Yeah,
And I mean, Zion is their focal point. So, like you said, if they're going to blow it up, I guess that's probably their best asset. But I mean, he's currently hurt. Looked okay when he was playing. Like he had some pretty good games and some average games. But I mean, he's got to be their most usable piece. And I think they have some draft picks they could trade as well. But obviously, they're going to look to acquire those. So
yeah.
really,
Well,
it's just Zion that they have on the market.
that's kind of the sticky spot that they're in. Is they traded their pick this year for Queen, who they
Yeah.
don't play, and we predicted that he wouldn't play going into the season just because his archetype was not NBA ready. Like he's just even watching it, he got some run last game, and he played okay or whatever. But even then, he's too slow. He's just not athletic enough. So if he goes up against guys like, I don't know, big slow moving guys, he may look okay, but not enough people in the league are that. But nonetheless, I think that they're going to trade people that they can get first round picks for. And
Who's that,
on
Murphy or Jones? Or
on this
who's that going to
team,
be?
if you can find a desperate team, you'll get a first round pick for Murphy, I think.
I think so.
And if you find a team desperate enough, you could squeeze like a future first out of a team for maybe Herb Jones. But like maybe if they go to Dallas might be desperate enough for perimeter defense and to think about it. But even then, I don't know if Dallas would even do it. But
Yeah.
so those are the only two guys other than Zion. I mean, Zion should probably fetch you a couple first, but those
But
are the only two guys I could see.
I mean, I don't know if I feel like they're ready to get rid of Zion yet. I mean, every year he's been unhealthy except for maybe one where he played like 65, 70 games, and he plays well when he's healthy. I mean, at least statistically, maybe not the best team fit for other players, but I I feel like they'd be inclined to keep him and try to build around him. But at the same time, I don't really think that's their best option. If they're really trying to win, I would probably try to trade him away and get a different piece.
I think that he's too good. I don't know. Like he has. I mean, he's been playing okay this year. He's averaging what? Let's see, 23 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. I mean, in the past, he's averaged more than that. Like that's kind of a slow start for him.
Yeah.
Now, this team is losing by. They've lost, let's see, in the first 6 games, they lost by 30 in 3 of them, which is
Yeah.
the most that's ever happened in the NBA history that you've started that bad.
Yeah.
And he played in 5 of those. So um, it's just kind of interesting to see. Like, I just don't know if you're gonna blow it up. You need first round picks. They don't have
Hmm.
any. Zion and Trey Murphy are the only guys that can get you first round picks.
Yeah.
Um, and so you would think you would need to move, if not both of those guys, one of them for sure. And to have a disgruntled star, if he gets any more upset, like Trey Murphy's a great role player, so
Hmm.
he can get you a first round pick no matter when you trade him.
Hmm.
Zion, as you can get multiple firsts right now, or he
Hmm.
gets upset and you go, okay, well, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
We want to move him, but now teams know he's upset, so they're not gonna give us what he should get.
Yeah. And I don't think he's quite as immovable as somebody like a John Morant or somebody that when they get disgruntled, it's like, I mean, you've even heard coaches come out this week and say like,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think I want to coach Ja. Like I'm he's a good player and all, but it's not for me. Which
right.
Zion has some of that to him, but I could see them trading Murphy more than Zion, and they won't get as much. But teams are looking for players like Trey Murphy, 3-point
Oh
shooter,
yeah,
defender, long, lanky kind of guy that doesn't have a crazy contract that they have to take on. I mean, he's making good money now, but he's not as much money as what Zion's going to command from them. So I would, and I probably would prefer to have Trey Murphy on, like, I mean, put him on the Mavericks, and I'd be happy about that. Put Zion on the Mavericks, like, yeah, there's potential to beat, but it's kind of like a Porzingis thing, like when he's healthy and he's playing at his ceiling, good player, great to have on your team. But how often do you get to see that during the year? Maybe 30% of the time, maybe 50 if you're lucky.
right.
So I think that that's probably what they're thinking in their head, but I could be totally wrong. A lot of the moves they've made in the past, I was looking back at their roster, just like historically, who are the greatest Pelicans of all time?
I
And
guess CP. Well, do you count CP as a
right,
Pelican?
and that was I was like, well, I just want to think just Pelicans. Like obviously Hornets, you've
Oh,
got CP3, you got David West, you've got some others, but
yeah.
I mean, just Pelicans. Can you name like
I guess it would
five
be.
good players?
Yeah, I mean, like AD, DeMarcus Cousins,
Okay.
and after that, I mean Zion. But like that's kind of where the list ends, really, as
Yeah.
a Pelican.
Right. I mean, the list beyond that was like Drew Holiday was 4,
Yeah, I guess
which
so.
like
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah, he played well there, and then 5 was like Brandon Ingram, which he had a couple good years there. But I mean, that's like what they're pulling from in their history as the Pelicans is they had that one playoff run in 18,
Yeah.
and that's
They
about it.
they just tend to. I think they tried to build through trades at first.
Yeah.
Like trading AD for Ingram and several other players and some picks and stuff. But um, I think they trade for DeMarcus Cousins.
Hmm.
I don't think they just straight up sign him. So I think they're going to have to just stop doing that and start going through and being like, okay, we just need to accumulate picks and go through the draft.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Julius Randle was in the top 10 on that list too, and he was there one
Yeah,
year. Like that.
I mean, even if you were to do the Hornets, like if you would add the New
Yeah.
Orleans Hornets, like even then you probably just get you add CP3 and David West, I guess, and
Yeah.
after
Probably
that,
Stojakovic and
yeah,
maybe one or two more, but not a ton of talent coming through
but
New Orleans.
not Peja at his Sacramento
Oh
days,
yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah, but I mean that's kind of what they're pulling from. So I think to your point on they've been trying, like they tried the big trade with AD and they got some value from that, right? They had Lonzo Ball and they had Randall and forget they got what's the other guard that they got?
Well, they got Ingram, I think, in that one.
Ingram, yeah. So I mean they had basically a starting roster out of that trade, plus some you know other talent coming through the doors a couple years after that. It just hasn't really worked with what they've built around.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know what because all those guys they weren't playing well in L.A. So I don't really know. They trade AD there, and they go, okay, well, what are you bringing? You're bringing 3 of their starters over to your team, but their team sucks. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what are
true.
you adding? You're adding 3 guys that didn't play well in L.A., and you're like, okay, well, we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Well, they were all
Like,
young
no.
at that point, and so it was kind of a, hey, let's trade our best guy for some young talent that maybe will be good when they're in a new scene, or put some other guys around them, which I understood it at the time, but none of those players really excited me enough
Yeah.
to really want to do that deal. But it worked out more for the
Right.
Lakers, clearly.
Yeah. Yeah. Clearly. I mean, it turns into Luca. So,
Yeah. I mean, down the road, yeah. Thanks, Pelicans.
yeah. Well, way to go, Pels.
But I guess my other
Um,
question is Jordan Poole movable on their team? I know they just got him, but is he on a contract that they could actually say like, you know what, we don't want you.
I don't know what his contract is right now. Let's see if I can find
I
it.
can't
But
remember. Did he
even
sign or did he just
no,
get? No, he just got
he
traded,
got
right?
traded. So I
Yeah.
don't know that he can particularly be traded again.
Okay.
But he's making 31, almost $32 million this year.
Oof.
So that's a disgusting contract to try to trade.
Yeah.
Their best bet if they're going to make trades is, and if they want to get as many firsts as they can get or whatever the deal is I mean Murphy signs his extension. He's 25 million a year, and you get Herb Jones for $14 million, a little less than 14, like a little less than $14 million.
Yeah.
Um, you combine those two guys, you're looking at 38 million, and you can go get yourself a pretty good player. I
Hmm.
mean, a few young players maybe, and then and some picks, and then you kind of go from there, and you kind of start the thing over with. I would not trade for a star with those two guys. You could,
Yeah.
I think, but I would not do that with if I were them because it doesn't help you to be good. I mean, it doesn't
Hmm.
help. You're looking for picks, and you're looking to anyway. But yeah,
Yeah. They can't do
so
the half rebuild. They got to go full rebuild, which
yeah,
probably will cost them Zion at some point. But I
right,
mean, I feel like you gotta try it now while he's still there, and you know you have some expendable pieces. Because I mean, they got rid of Ingram last year. They got rid of McCollum the year before that, or the same year, and like clearly the guys are not staying there very long. So I think you've got to go young, and you've got to try and get those picks, and hope that you get a top draft pick at some point in the near future. Because I think Zion will be gone.
I mean, they trade to. I think they traded with Indiana to get Derek Queen this past year.
I thought it was Atlanta.
Was it Atlanta?
Yeah, it was
I
Atlanta
thought
because it
no.
was like the 14th pick or something.
Even if it is Atlanta, they're both. Atlanta is bad this year
Yeah.
as well. Can you imagine they're going to get the Pels pick and their pick, and then they're going to sit there with maybe the top two picks in this draft, and this draft is supposed to be great. I mean, great.
Yeah. Well, because it was unprotected pick, wasn't it?
Yeah, totally
Yeah.
unprotected. They just gave it to him, which is I just at the time everybody's just thinking this is dumb. This is so dumb.
Yeah. I mean, at the
But
very least, just play the guy if you're gonna go to that length. Like, and they're
right,
playing him like 15, 20 minutes max. But maybe as the year goes on, I'm just like, I don't get when people do that. They make the move and then they say, no, we're not going to see you develop. We're just going to sit on you for a year and watch our pick go by.
right, right. So it says Derek Queen is he's played. I guess he's playing 17 minutes a game. Uh, he didn't play I don't think he played the first couple of games, so it's probably in
No.
like the last three games he's probably played.
Yeah.
He's averaging 8 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist,
Well, good. And
and
it's a
then
lot of blowout time too. So they're just throwing him in last minute.
right, and the whole thing about him is that he's supposed to be this versatile, can do everything on the floor type player, but he hasn't shot a three yet. Oh wait, yeah, hasn't shot a three, hasn't made a three yet this year.
Okay.
So it's like you're not adding that skill, and then you're also averaging 1.1 assist. So you're not adding that skill. So
Yeah.
you're just an undersized big who's averaging 8 and 5. Like
Yeah.
what's that doing for you?
Yeah.
Nothing. What's that? Is that worthy of lottery pick and then your pick next year? No way.
Yeah. He's like great value, Georges Niang.
Yeah, kind of.
But I'm glad that they're giving Fears some time. I think
Oh,
he needs it clearly, but at
he's
least
young, but
they're letting him have some run to see what they've got in him.
he's explosive, and I mean, I knew I wasn't a fan of him because of his age and his turnovers and all that stuff in college, but
Yeah.
I knew. I mean, I figured later on in his career he'd figure it out. He's fast, he's explosive. He had this putback dunk the other I think last game that was just, I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah.
It's coming off the weak side, it was crazy. But yeah, he's getting let's see, his assists, he's averaging 3 assists and 2 turnovers.
Yeah,
So
not terrible, but I mean, he's only playing what 20 to 22 minutes a
yeah,
game.
25 minutes a game.
Okay, so he's getting a little bit more, but
Yeah.
that's what you want to see. I don't want to see Jordan Poole out there. Obviously, they have to with the 32 million dollar contract, but
He shot a ball. He shot a ball yesterday, and he does a step back on the right side, goes at 3-point line, shoots it, and the announcer, who's a Pelicans announcer, as soon as it out of his hand, he goes, "That's way off." Didn't even get to the rim, and I was like, "Oh, how embarrassing!"
oh god, it's like Nick Young all over again,
Oh, it's nuts.
like the same player.
So let's in this hypothetical situation, Zion gets traded.
Yeah,
Are like how impactful is that for guys like Murphy and Fears and like what who takes that next step in fantasy wise at least like
man. I
is
mean,
anybody?
I would like to say that Derek Queen would get some more playing time. I mean,
Yeah.
who's the other bigs that they have? That I mean, is Jeremiah Robinson Earl still on that squad?
No,
No.
Looney and DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, which you don't want those guys on the
Oh,
court, man. That's
Yves Missy. Don't forget
yeah.
about Yves
I mean,
Missy.
he's looked kind of shaky this year so far. He's got his limitations too. So like, you know what you've got, and pretty much all those other bigs. So you might as well roll out Queen. And if you're trading Zion, I mean, I would still think they'd possibly trade Murphy as well,
Yeah.
just to get more picks and probably dump some of the salary too. But that's why I think it's got to be some of the younger guys, Fears, Queen. Trying to think of any other younger guys that they have. They don't have a ton that stand out.
Maybe Jordan Hawkins takes some sort of step. He's not playing great. He's only playing 13 minutes a game and
Yeah, they've just got a lot of those guys that they've had for a couple years that get playing time when they're really bad, and they show up and it's like, oh, this guy can kind of play, but then he disappears again when the starters come back. And none of them have really stuck to where I think Goodwin's on their team now too, but none of them are that exciting, at least to want a roster or to give them a lot of playing time, because you kind of know what you got in them. You're not discovering some new talent that you've got on your bench.
Right.
So hopefully they do the right thing and let the younger guys play.
Yeah, it's just going to turn into the last year's Wizards team if they end up moving it, because Jordan Poole is just going to shoot the ball 900 times like he did last year, and we'll see what happens. But kind of moving on, do you want to go over your team of interest?
Yeah. Let's moving on to somewhat of a better, hopeful horizon, leaving the great state of Louisiana. Chicago Bulls 6-1 this year. Are they contenders or are they pretenders?
In the Eastern Conference, anybody's a contender.
Yeah.
I take it back. No, I don't think. I think in the Eastern Conference they're probably a playoff team, but I don't think they're in that upper echelon of like New York and Cleveland and even like if Orlando can get their stuff together. I don't even know if they're in that realm.
Does Desmond Bain forgot how to play basketball?
Oh my God, he's horrible.
What has happened?
Playing so bad.
He's playing tetherball out there.
Slightly biased too. I love
him
so much. He was on a live stream this morning, and he goes, "Has anybody thought about the fact that the pinstripes may weigh them down? They got these pinstripes on their jerseys now." He's like, "It may be the pinstripes, everybody," and he's like joking about it, but like it's just ridiculous. I don't understand. I actually my theory that I said last week, I think we talked about it, and when we talked about Bane, is that they only have one shooter on the roster. It's Bane.
Yeah.
So these teams are just going, okay, fine. You gave up KCP last year, who was a shooter, who they focused on. You get Bane, who is a better player overall, but still the only shooter you have on the roster. We're just sticking somebody on you. You are not going to shoot the three.
Yeah.
And so that's what they do. They just basically face guard him all game. And I mean, nobody can play like that.
Yeah. I mean, he's not like a create your own shot to the nth degree as some of the other top scorers are. So like he can, but he's not really that kind of guy. So that takes a lot of his game away from him.
Right.
But anyways, getting back to the Bulls.
Right.
So they are currently at the top of the Eastern Conference, albeit 7 games in, 6-1. They're 4-1 against teams over 500. So they've beat some good teams. So they're not just stacking up wins against the Pelicans and the Wizards. They're fourth in offensive efficiency. Point differential, they're also top 5 in the East, and I think top 10 in the East and West. So they've been playing well. And this has all been without probably their third best player in Kobe White.
Right.
Do you think that's sustainable? Do you think that's kind of just a fraction of what they could be? Are they underperforming still? Where do you see them?
They're certainly not underperforming. I think they're overperforming. I mean, I thought they were going to be a decent team. I didn't think that they'd be this good. Josh Giddey is playing amazing. I mean, 23, 10, and 9 on 50% field goal percentage, 42% 3-point percentage. I mean, that's
cooking.
Awesome. At 2 threes a game, which is not a ton. 2 threes made a game. I mean, he's going crazy. And then Vooch is doing Vooch things, 20 and 12. He's not doing anything on defense, but he hits a game winner yesterday, so that's nice. I think their big revelation has been Trey Jones, who's stepped up in his what year is this for him?
God, it's got to be like his 8th or 9th.
No, his 5th season.
5th?
I think he's the younger brother.
Yeah, not Tyus.
I think Tyus is the
Tyus
older
is
one.
9th year.
Yeah. So he's taken a step forward. He's playing great. He was gonna be one of my ballers last week. We kind of just moved on because it's hard to say. It's hard to say what he's gonna be though. Whenever Kobe White comes back, I mean, obviously Kobe White's gonna step in for his minutes, so his minutes are gonna go from 30 minutes a game to probably 25, a little less than 25 minutes a game.
I would imagine.
And then this team is still waiting. I mean, Buzelis is playing great lately. But he started off slow, and if he can continue that, then I think this team's good. This team's going to push people. The problem is their defense. I don't think their defense is good enough to stop Cleveland and New York and those teams.
Yeah. I mean, statistically, I was looking. They have, I think it's 1 or 2 guys tied for their lead in blocks at 1.1. Like, that's obviously defense isn't won just with blocks, but like they don't have anybody in the paint that's getting blocks.
No. Do you know who they are off the top of your head?
I think it was Buzelis and
it's Buzelis and it's Kevin Herter.
Oh,
Kevin Herter leads the team in blocks with 1.1 block a game.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, Vooch doesn't even have 1 block a game, where he's like 0.9 or something.
Vooch is 0.4.
Yeah. See, and they just don't have a center guy that, you go up against some of these bigs, Jokic, Giannis, like these guys they're going to blow right through them.
They don't have another center on the roster.
Yeah.
They have Vooch.
I mean, Jalen Smith is like kind of, but he's mostly a 4, so.
Right, and Patrick Williams. Those are the 2 guys.
Yeah, they really have committed to the small, which honestly, in their defense, it's worked for them so far, but I don't know if their shooting numbers are going to keep up. Obviously, Kobe White's coming back in 2 weeks, so supposedly in 2 weeks he'll be reevaluated, but he's getting closer, and he helps them with shooting as well, so it's possible that they sustain some of that volume, and maybe the percentages stay up, but
I mean, their shooting is insane right now. I mean, I'm looking at I didn't even look at their shooting. Like Giddey, 42, Vooch, 48.
Yeah.
Trey Jones, 60.
Yeah, that's crazy.
47, 42 for Buzelis, 40 for Patrick Williams. I mean, this team can shoot the ball.
Yeah. So I mean, you can make the argument they're getting open looks, or they're passing it around to where they're getting the shots that they want, and that could continue. But I also know it'll regress to some degree. So I do see them as a contender in the sense of Eastern Conference. It's pretty wide open. There's not a ton of top talent this year, so far at least, to where, I think they could contend in the East.
It's just who's their go-to guy? Like, it's kind of the same way that Houston was last year. They get into these games and they get down to the end, and it's just like, who is it? Because Vooch hit a corner 3 yesterday off a Giddey drive, which is great, but like, is Giddey that for that team? Is that who it is?
That's who I think it is. I think Kobe White's going to have his moments too when he's back, but I think they really seem to sell out for Giddey this year. I was honestly pretty surprised by the large contract he got. Not because I've always liked him as a player. I just think to build your team around him, the Thunder had the opportunity to do that, and they said no thanks. which
Yeah.
not that he was playing poorly for them. They just had other options. Obviously, getting Shea kind of shook that up, and Jalen Williams emerged and all that. But I think he is the type of player that can facilitate, but he's not the guy that you necessarily want the ball in your hands to score the last basket. You know, maybe he'll get it to the right guy like he did with Vooch, but I'm not as threatened by him having the ball in the clutch as I would be maybe Kobe White or, I mean, Vooch. I still don't trust him fully. I mean, he continues
Yeah.
to put up the numbers, but I don't necessarily want the ball in his hands last minute either. So
No.
I think it's got to be Kobe White, but they'll probably give it to Giddey to either take the shot or get it to the right guy.
Yeah, I mean he's making the right choices so far this year, so
Yeah,
that's a start. And you know they get Giddy for almost. I guess they gave away Caruso in that trade,
yeah,
which obviously is a win for both teams that are looking right now. At first I thought, well, that's a steal for OKC, but
hmm
I think Giddy needed the ball in his hands.
hmm
He didn't have. He's not a corner three spot up shooter, and that's what they
no,
were wanting him to be in OKC. So he goes here and he gets the ball as a point guard, and now he's thriving in
yeah,
this system. So
yeah, and that's kind of
I
how
think
he
it's great.
was in OKC when he first started there. His first year was
Yeah,
okay. He's got the ball in his hands. Man, this guy looks like he can play. He can. His distribution was always his strength to me. Was watching him pass like he was making passes that people like Luca and the good passers in the league. That's what you see when you think of good passers. Like wow, Giddy's putting it on the spot. So I always liked him for that reason, and I think this is a good spot for him to be in that position. He's just going to be feeding the guys like White, maybe Vooch. They realistically could use a guy like Trey Murphy or somebody that can shoot the three that he can kick it
yeah,
out to. So that could be a huge help to them, and they may end up making a move later in the year as they show that they're still a contender.
yeah. I just don't know who they give up for him. And he would be great because then he gives them a perimeter defender and shooter, obviously, like we said.
Yeah.
But like who are the Pelicans wanting back from this? I mean, you're not going to give up Josh Giddey. You're not going to give up Buzelis, right? Those two are
No,
untouchable.
I mean it'd have to be picks and
And
something, but I
you
don't know
can't
what
trade.
picks they have available.
You can't trade Vooch. You don't have any centers, so you don't have any
Yeah,
bigs. So it's like,
unless you're willing to take on a center in return, but I doubt that
yeah.
they'd do that.
But
I
then
guess
you're
they're
just getting worse.
yeah, they're kind of counting on Buzelis to be that guy, I guess, in this
Yeah.
situation that they have, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a smaller move, kind of a mid-tier guy or somebody that can shoot coming off the bench that is available for cheap. I could see them doing that.
I I would almost. I mean, this is just. I would almost think that if they wanting shooting, they may look at the Mavs and say Klay Thompson is an awesome shooter. You know, if you can add a couple pieces and give up one of these guards, like I mean, White's probably above um,
Yeah.
what you would get there. But if Dallas adds anything to this, which I wouldn't want them to do in particular, but they were interested in Kobe White in the offseason, so it was kind of
hmm
like I know that Gafford was on the table, but
Yeah. They
they're
could use
committed.
that center.
They could use a center, but the Mavs are really committed to this like big three-headed monster lineup thing that's they never play, but it is what it is. But anyway, yeah.
Fire Nico, damn
uh,
it.
oh man, rough. It's tough being a Mavs fan right
Yeah. Yes, it
now.
is.
But that would be an interesting thing if they could get Clay or they could get because Clay's making 15 and Kobe White's making 13 right now a year, so the money's there.
Yeah.
And if that Dallas adds a pick or so, or maybe then that they get themselves a knockdown shooter. But that doesn't really do anything for you defensively. But
Well, I mean,
Kobe White doesn't either.
yeah.
So
I mean, you could do like, what if we just decided let's just say franchise player, Cooper Flag. He's on the table. And we could
okay,
take maybe an aging center like Vooch
never. That would
and
be terrible.
a couple picks. That would get it done, right?
For sure, yeah. Just roll out a lineup of like PJ at point guard with Lively, Gafford, AD, and Vooch, and just say like,
Perfect.
I
Hey,
dare
these
you.
are the guys. These are the kind of guys we want here. These
Yeah,
guys play defense. Well,
these
not
guys
Vooch. Okay.
these guys play defense, and they also all come out of shape and injured. So Vooch will be the most in shape guy on the team,
Yeah.
which would just be terrible.
Oh God. Yeah, we're
They-
struggling.
Yeah, AD came to camp at the heaviest he was ever been in his career.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous. He's like, "Oh, I do this on purpose." Like, no, you don't. You don't. Maybe it's the eye surgery, whatever. But I have a family friend who just had the same eye surgery he had, detached retina,
Yeah.
and she had to lay face down for a while, but she's moving. She was moving around and she was
That's
doing
good.
fine. Like he was just eating chips on his couch or something. I don't
I
know.
guess a little extra creamer in his coffee.
Yeah,
But
something.
ironically, that turned into half calf.
Yeah, and then Luca comes in the greatest shape of his career,
Yeah.
and so great, good job, Nico.
Good times
Anyway.
in Dallas, everybody.
Yeah, good stuff.
Well, I am interested to see how the Bulls continue to roll. I think they'll be a probably top 5 seed in the East, maybe top 4, but really just depends
Yeah.
how the other teams start performing and how they look when White comes back. But what they've got right now, they're rolling.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think so? Vooch is getting 40 fantasy points a game. Do you think that stays?
I
you think
don't know.
He continues that?
I don't see that. His shooting has been really, really good. So it's kind of similar start to last year where he was like a top 15, top 20 guy for the first couple months. And everyone's like, oh, it's going to fall off. It's going to fall off. And it didn't for a while. But then once, January, February came around when you're getting closer to the fantasy playoffs, then it was bad. And so then he still finished at a reasonable spot, but because he was so good and then so bad, it almost really cost, I think, a lot of people in the fantasy playoffs because he was so bad.
Yeah, I mean, career-wise, so he's shooting 48% right now this season.
From the field or from three?
From three.
Yeah.
From the field, he's shooting 58.
Yeah.
And career-wise, he shoots 50% typically from the field, 35 from three. So
Yeah.
the production is going to go down. So if I'm holding Vooch, I would look to try to capitalize on this, try to move him for something.
I think so too, yeah. I'm always looking for that sell high, which, I mean, he's prime for that. I mean, he'd still be productive, but if he even cuts that in half, he splits the difference there, he's still going to be a top 50 player, but you can probably get another top 20 player for him right now.
You can look at people that are hurt right now and try to figure it out. Try to figure out who might be out for a little bit longer than people want to hold on to.
Yeah, maybe Trae Young or package somebody with Vooch for some star that's going to be back and producing a lot more than him in the future. So I agree.
Yeah, Fox is another one you can look at. I mean, he's coming back soon, but
yeah,
somebody might be tired of seeing him on the bench or something, and if they need center play, then you just take advantage of that.
Yeah, but I would much rather, I think, try to find somebody for him than ride it out. In this case, just with White coming back and, hopefully the other guy's taking a step. I don't see his numbers continuing where they're at.
No, and then on the other hand, I do see if you're looking around the league and you need somebody that's going to start rising, I think Buzelis is that guy. I mean, he's 24 points per game right now, fantasy wise. So it's just like one of those things where I think you look at him and be like, let's see if somebody's willing to sell him because he's not living up to whatever expectation they had of him.
Yeah, might be the only chance to get him too, because if he does start to trend up, then they're going to hold on.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
For sure. Well, moving to our next segment, we're going to go into ballers and fallers this week. I guess we'll start off last week. Like last week, we'll go with our ballers. Do you want to lead it off?
Absolutely. I'm glad you remembered. We talk about winners first.
That's right.
And probably the biggest winner so far to me has been Lauri Markkanen, our fellow U of A, well, not grad, but player.
Participant.
I always say grad, and everyone's like, they're one and done. What are you talking about? Well, fair.
That's true.
Only Andre Iguodala. Markkanen has been just shooting the lights out at such an insane volume. I mean, I feel like he just put up another shot. I'm like, God, he's shooting like 22 shots a game. This is Kobe level stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what is he supposed to do? He's on one of the worst teams in the NBA, and he's the only guy worth a darn on the team. So,
I know.
Shoot the ball, man. There's a funny story going on with him. I heard from Brian Scalabrine, who's becoming one of my favorite people to follow in the whole NBA. But he said during his training, when he was coming into the draft, the Celtics had the number 1 pick, and They end up trading down to get Tatum for that in that draft. But at the time, they had a number one pick, and they had Laurie come in and
Oh no.
shoot threes, and they was like doing a bunch of shooting around. And Scal said like, "Oh, if you make 20 in a row, I'll guarantee you're the first pick in the draft." And he's just giving him a hard time, whatever, thinking that it would like maybe throw him off or something. He goes and makes 23s in a row.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, and Danny Ainge was like, "You got to stop telling people this. We're not going to do that." Not that it would have mattered anyway, because Scals doesn't have weight there. I mean, he does a little bit, but not like that. But I thought that was a funny story, just him coming
That's
in there.
funny. I never heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, man, he's a good player. He's
great.
just got to. I think this is exactly what he needs to be that player, though. Just nobody else in front of him. Shoot as much as you want. I mean, he doesn't really do much more than that. Like he's just scoring. His rebounds, he gets you 3 rebounds. Or sorry, he's getting you 7 rebounds.
7 rebounds.
Assists only 2.3.
Yeah.
But he's making 3.5 3-pointers a game. So it's really in his points, and his percentages right now are. I mean, his percentages are sustainable. He's just barely over his career average and everything. So it's not so much that he can't keep it up as much as I don't know if the volume's going to stay that high. But like you said, who else they got to? I know Kessler's out rest of the season now, and not that he was shooting a ton, but I mean, they're just going to have to turn to all your young guys anyways. So you may as well just ride out marketing while you have him.
I hadn't heard what happened to Kessler. What happened to him?
Torn labrum, so he's done for the year. They announced today.
That sucks. Yeah, I saw somebody mention that, but I was like, I hadn't heard what happened to him. But yeah, I mean, career wise, he's averaging 46 fantasy points a game this year so far. I mean, in the past, he had 32 last year, 40, 42. So like, this is what kind of he does with Utah. Now, with Cleveland and Chicago, he didn't. I mean, 27, 23, 27, 35. But this, I think, like you said, he's benefiting from being the only guy on the team that is a go-to scorer.
Yeah.
And he tends to get a kick from after international play. He plays great internationally. He comes back the year after that, and he plays well, going into the season. So I think that may have something to do with it. He comes in a little bit fresh, but that could tail off at the end of the year when fatigue starts kind of hitting these guys that played all summer long.
Yeah.
So
and probably their 10-40 record, something.
Yeah, something to think about.
Back. Oh, my back.
Yeah.
It's flared up again.
I think this is every year he's on the trade block, and I think this year he'll be on the trade block again. If he gets traded, then maybe I think his point. I think by trade deadline, you should probably be looking to move him somewhere.
Probably.
I mean, because he's either one, they're going to be on a really bad team, they're wanting to lose, so they're going to sit him, or he's going to rest, or he's going to be fatigued from the summer, or whatever. Or they trade him to a contender, and unfortunately, you go to a contender, your numbers are going to drop.
Yeah, your volume.
You're not going to average 31 and 7. You're just not.
You're not getting 22 shots anywhere else.
Yeah, no, you're just. I mean, if you are, then you got traded to a bad team again. So it's like, I don't know. No team's going to be doing that. But yeah, I like him. He's had a great year.
Yeah, I've been impressed so far, and I mean, I do expect him to keep it up somewhat. Maybe not the total insane scoring numbers. I mean, 31 points a game. What's he at?
Oh, fantasy wise?
No, just points. Yeah, 31.3.
31.
I don't necessarily expect that to continue, but so far he's been balling.
He has been balling, that's for sure. Appropriate for the list.
Yeah. Who you got first up?
So first up, I'm going to go with a little bit of I think all my guys are kind of obscure, kind of like fly under the radar type guys. I'm going to go with Ryan Rollins from Milwaukee.
Wasn't he a wrestler or bull rider? Or
something. Not this guy though. This guy is a baller. Let me tell you, he is playing awesome as the point guard for this team. He kind of took over as point guard towards the end of the season last year. And I thought he played well then, too. I just didn't expect this sort of jump that he's gotten. I mean, he's playing 31 minutes a game, 16 and 5 rebounds, and 16 points, 5 to 6 assists, and you got about 3 rebounds a game. Yeah. And he's shooting almost 40% from 3.
No, he is shooting 41.
Oh, 41, it went up. Right now, I'm
Yeah,
looking at 38. Yeah, so that's good. I mean, he's he's controlling this offense, and I didn't expect it from him. But um, with him having full control of the offense, I mean, it's looking good for him.
yeah, I agree. I have him in a dynasty league, so I had him end of year last year and could kind of see what he was capable of. So he was basically my first drop coming into the year this year, but I was like, I just don't know if any of the guards are going to stick with Cole Anthony and with the Kevin Porter Jr. Just can't really trust him.
Yeah,
So I was like, I'll just hold him, see what happens, and definitely been rewarded for that so far. But I think, like you said, I mean, his numbers really aren't. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of career numbers to pull from, but just from last year, he's doing about what he did, slightly better in some categories as far as shooting, but obviously more volume, doubling his minutes from 15 or 16 to 30,
yeah,
31. He's just stacking on top of that. So he's shooting about the same, slightly better, just more volume. So I don't really see him slowing down until another guard steps up, which I know Porter's kind of battling through some injuries. Anthony doesn't look great. They don't really have a ton of other talent that's going to take that time from him if he keeps doing what he's doing.
no, and I mean, it's the way that he's scoring as well. It's not just catch and shoot. It's not just like I watched a couple games of his already,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really off the dribble. Like if Giannis is off the floor, like he's aggressive when he plays.
Yeah.
So I like to see that. His other thing is he's getting a ton of steals.
Yeah.
And he's averaging 2 a game, but he's had a few games where he's had like 4 steals, and so like that's that's going to be a huge factor in some
Yeah.
leagues. Like our league, it's a huge deal if you get steals. So
Yeah. I mean, if you're averaging 2+ steals, there's not a lot of people in history that have
no,
done that, especially pairing it with other categories.
yeah, that's a league leader. If you can
Yeah.
average 2 steals a game, like you're in
Oh,
the
yeah. I mean,
upper echelon of
other than
steals.
Dyson Daniels, who had like 200 million
Yeah,
steals last year, but even then, he had, I think, 220 or something last year. That's basically 3 a game, which is
yeah,
insane. But
right,
yeah, 2 a game is easily top 5 in steals for the year.
yeah, yeah,
So
for sure.
he's been fun to watch. I agree. I'm in a kind of weird year for the Bucks roster wise. I think he's been a pretty big bright spot.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, Giannis is probably the best player in the world. Honestly, I mean, Jokic is awesome, but Giannis is just absolutely. I mean, 32, 12, and 6 assists,
Jeez,
block and a steal. Dude he's never gonna age.
he's just a machine, man.
Yeah,
Him and Jokic are just unworldly.
yeah, but it's Jokic. I understand like he's low to the ground, low impact. Like he gets bumped and stuff, but like that's sustainable. Giannis is just physical. He's so like going through you and
Yeah,
fast breaks and stuff. It's like, man, this guy's never gonna slow down. Yeah,
probably not for a little while. He's gonna play
hopefully
until he
not.
can't play no more.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, moving to another guy that's been fun to watch for me. Uh, Somebody I was pretty high on going into the year, Alex Sarr with the
Mm,
Wizards. I
yeah,
think we both were pretty high on him. Um, we figured he'd take another step this year, second year. He'd pretty good rookie season, honestly, a little overshadowed by some other guys, but still put up some decent numbers. He just his shooting was pretty abysmal last year. That kind of weighed him down from really standing out. And not he got pretty good playing time towards the end of the year, but kind of slow started. But this year, already off to a great start, and surprisingly in less minutes than he got all of last year. I mean, he's playing like
yeah,
five less minutes, which I thought was interesting because it's not like they really brought in a lot else to fill the time with, but he's
yeah.
been putting up numbers.
Maybe they're just trying to like injury management, whatever, manage him so he
Low,
doesn't get hurt again.
I
Something I
guess.
don't
I
know.
mean, but it's just interesting to me because he's he's shooting less than they expected, but he's shooting more efficiently than they expected. And so you'd think let's reward that with more volume, right? He's
Yeah,
shooting 53%, which is way better than 41 last year.
yeah,
Uh, his free throw percentage has improved. He's not shooting as many threes as he did last year, which, like we had talked about in another one of our episodes, he was like, I'm shooting closer to the basket this year because I suck. So I'm going to make my shots this year. So
yeah,
that was encouraging for me and to see it on paper is like, okay, clearly he's implementing what he said he wanted to. And And he's not really reliant on his defense too much either, which I think is good for, longevity and for scoring, but
Yeah,
fantasy not as much.
still
He's
two
getting two
blocks and a
two
steal a
blocks a
game.
game, yeah, which
Yeah,
is good. But I feel like he impacted it a little bit more last year when I watched him.
yeah. I think he's been playing great. I think this team doesn't have a go-to scorer, so they just like swinging the ball around, and a lot of times he's the end of the line really when they're swinging it all around, and he's connecting. He's shooting 35% from three.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, you keep that up, that's great. Um, it's just whether or not I think as his minutes go up, he'll just get better and better, which is a good
yeah,
thing. That's kind of what I saw whenever I was thinking about drafting, was that like his minutes are going to be there, and they don't have a number one guy, so I think it's just going to spread the wealth, and that's what they're doing. I mean, look, you look at the team, and they're having Alex Sarr and Keyshawn George both
hmm
averaging 17 points a game. Koulibaly, who comes back last game, he's getting 13, and then CJ and Chris for 12 and 11. So they're spreading it out, and he's connecting on it. So that's
yeah.
good. I think
I,
that's a good step.
Yeah, I agree, and I think he's been balling for what he's got. I'd like to see them give him another 5 minutes a game just to continue to add to that because I think it's there for the taking. Maybe his efficiency will drop back a little bit, but I mean, I'd rather see him get that opportunity than continue to feed Chris and CJ. And I mean, George is
See,
fine. I'd like to see him keep getting that time too, but I want
yeah,
them to really ride their young guys.
Right, and CJ's playing horrible. I almost put him on the followers list. I mean,
Yeah,
he's just, I don't know. He's old, so like, I think he's on the way back to Portland at some point.
yeah.
Like he'll
Him and Dame
him and
back again.
Dame back together.
I'm
The
sure he's trying, Jennifer.
I just think that this team is built interestingly, and I think that Sarr is benefiting from. He's also benefiting from the high play of George. I mean, I think
Yeah,
teams are starting to be like, well, we got to take this guy serious.
yeah,
He's shooting like 50. What is it? Uh, he's shooting 54% from three.
yeah.
And
He's cooking right now.
so, like, I think teams are like, well, we got to focus on somebody. We'll focus on him. And then Sarr's benefiting from that as well. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, moving on to your next guy,
Yeah, my next
probably
guy.
the most
Who,
obscure triple double guy in history.
yeah, I was shocked. I was looking through some of the list of players, and I was like, man, who am I going to choose? Like, I like to pick like guys that you wouldn't particularly expect to be playing as well as they are. And man, Russell Westbrook looks good, and he looks good not just for stats, which is usually what he does. He's usually
Yeah,
just a stats guy and whatever. He always comes out and he can get you this and that. His efficiency has been great.
yeah.
Um, I'll pull up his numbers here.
I mean,
I
it's
always
not
forget.
hard to be better than his career numbers,
Yeah, well, that's true. That is true.
but substantially in the 3 point department, he's been
Yeah, I mean, he's
cooking
shooting,
39 from three.
yeah, 39 from three, 70 from the free throw line, 43 from field goal. Field goal percentage, 43 is not awesome, but that's okay. But, I mean, look, 13, 5 and 5,
Yeah,
and a steal and a half a game. Just Russ Westbrook doing Russ Westbrook things. And
yeah.
I thought that he would just kind of be a bench vet kind of role with this team.
hmm
And it just turns out that he's just undeniable, I think. He's just
Yeah.
undeniable
I
with
mean,
what he can do.
he's always been a guy that's going to produce, and it may not be the most efficient production, but I mean, if he can keep his 3 pointers elevated like he is, that's very useful for them. I mean, his career number's 30, and he's shooting 39. I don't expect to stay at 39, but
No, I don't
I
even.
mean, mid 30s. That was kind of the only element of his game when he was at his peak that was lacking. Was yeah, he can't shoot the three, and his free throws can be spotty, but I mean, a lot of big stars are that way, Luka and LeBron especially. So
Yeah, and I think it might be also a benefit of the fact that Monk didn't play the past couple games, personal reasons or something.
yeah, yeah,
So
true.
Westbrook kind of steps up there and gets numbers, which may carve out a role for him.
hmm
But this team has a lot of point guards. I
Yeah,
mean, I mean, Monk is a shooting guard technically, but he played point guard last year for them. So
yeah.
they got Monk, Westbrook, Schroeder, Devin
Ellis.
Carter, Ellis is a 1-2. They got a lot of guards in this team, so
Yeah. Yeah,
mean,
I'll be curious to see how his role continues, but at least for now, I think he's definitely worth the highlight of somebody who's been exceeding our expectations, to say the least.
oh, for sure, for sure. And you can get somebody who maybe is a little bit lesser knowledge of the NBA, and they might see Russell Westbrook's name and be like, "Oh man, I recognize that name." You can maybe schmooze them a little bit.
maybe,
Do a little,
maybe Hunter 4 years ago, but
yeah.
he's learned his ways.
You get something out of them.
Yeah,
Squeeze them for the name value.
yeah. My last guy is a guy that you currently roster, who
Mm.
I did not think I would put on this list, but Michael McHale.
Mikhail.
Good, you're awake. Mikal
Yeah.
Bridges, who's been kind of the Josh Hart of last year for the Knicks, it seems.
Oh man, that's the Knicks. They spread the wealth, and I was worried about him when I drafted him. That's why he goes mid rounds
Hmm.
in fantasy drafts, is because you have Brunson and you have Towns, and these guys are going to shoot the ball a lot, and they do shoot the ball a lot.
Yeah,
So it's hard to find space to shoot, but I mean, Mikhail's shooting 48% from three to start the year, and that's where he's getting his numbers from. I mean, that's where last year he struggled because
yeah,
he could not shoot the ball at all last year to start the year,
yeah,
and so that hurt him a lot. And this year he's come out and said that he's going to hit stuff, and like even this team is just riding high right now. Mikhail and OG shooting 40, and
hmm
Miles McBride shooting 42, and
yeah.
I mean
Yeah, it should drop, but to your point, that's why his value's been so high is the threes. But also, I mean, his minutes have hovered about where they were last year, maybe one less minute, but you're not
yeah.
seeing a drop in reduction of minutes like you're seeing with Josh Hart and some other guys. That
I was surprised
yeah,
Josh Hart's minutes went down so much. I mean, he was like 40 minutes a game last year. Now he's sitting at 25
yeah,
or 23.
there's got to be
It's no
something
good.
up there that we're not seeing because I don't think Mike Brown just
I
hates Josh Hart or something like that. I think there's got to be something
I
behind the
think his
scenes.
shooting. I think his 22% shooting
I mean, yeah, that
is hurting him.
hurts for sure.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about him in a second, but I guess we could
Right.
just hit him both at the
Yeah.
same time.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Because I think Bridges is the benefactor of some of that in that he's got 5.5 assists, 5.5 rebounds, essentially,
Yeah.
which
Right.
is way above what he usually gets. Usually he's more of a 3-and-D kind of guy. Scoring
Yeah.
seems about the same. It's a little elevated because of the threes going in, but juxtaposed with Hart, who's like you said, he's only getting 24 minutes, shooting terribly, 39% from the field.
Yeah.
Free throws are down. Everything's down across the board. It's all red. This is not
Yep.
good.
No, he's not. He's not playing well. And he had an injury last year, I believe. It's kind of and towards the end of the year, and maybe that's a lingering thing. But the whole off season, I can't imagine that he's still dealing with any sort of injury that he would have had last year. But I think it's just the fact that Hart's just they're not playing him as much, so his numbers look worse than they did last year. And
Yeah.
you play 40 minutes a game, and you're bound to get numbers. And the one thing we did talk about, because we did a preview on this team, and we
Yeah.
talked about the fact that if his minutes go down, he's not going to benefit from having steals, blocks, rebounds, assists, which is what
Yeah.
he made his mark on last year.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
his points, I mean, he's averaging 6 points a game this year, which
Yeah.
is I think at the end of last year he was averaging 8 or
Yeah.
9 or something. I don't even think he got into double digits.
Yeah, I mean, his career number is like 13, so it's not like he was
Yeah.
at his best. He was averaging much more than that. So,
Right. So
yeah, I think it's a pretty clear kind of a hierarchy right now with the Knicks that I don't necessarily think will change too much.
right. I think he's a drop at this point.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I don't think anybody shooting that bad on 24 minutes, it's not really worth it in a 10-team league, especially.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's going to get him on the court is he's buddies with Brunson.
Yeah, yeah, true. You went to Villanova? Sign me up.
Yeah, you're in. Except for DiVincenzo. Send that guy out of here.
Yeah. Let's get back to your last baller here.
Yeah, my last baller is going to be Stefan Castle. That guy, I think he's benefiting from Harper being hurt and Fox being hurt, and now he's just going to explode. And he has exploded the last few games. I
Yeah.
think he's averaging last few games. He had like 35 fantasy points and almost 40.
Yeah, he's been
And so
on.
he's been on it, and I think it's simply because he's the only guard on the team, and he's solid. And I thought he was a good defender last year. I didn't know he was going to be this good a defender. Um, I mean, almost 2 steals a game and half a block.
Hmm.
Shooting 55% from the field, 35% from three,
Which are both
which is what,
up, way up.
yeah,
I mean, 34
which
is serviceable for a guard, not the
right.
best, but you can use that.
Oh, for sure. Especially last year, I think he was in the 20s or
Yeah,
so.
29.
Yeah. So I think he's up, and he's only going to go more up as these guys are hurt.
Yeah.
And the only thing that really is getting him, and his numbers will be way higher if he can get this under control, is he's averaging 5 turnovers a game,
Yeah,
which is
true.
a ton.
Yeah, that's got to come down at least to like 3, but
I mean, he's averaging 5 assists a game, so you're giving 1-to-1. That's not,
yeah.
I mean, that's not sustainable. But I don't think he's a point guard, and I've always kind of said that. I don't think he is a true point guard. He's a shooting guard, and so maybe the ball in his hands more will raise his assist numbers and kind of level that number out. But
Yeah.
we'll have to see how that goes.
I think Fox coming back will probably help him. And this is a good
Yeah.
kind of tie into our previous conversation last week and some other previous shows of what is this guard room going to look like? I mean, I think now we're seeing it. Fox will be back soon, and Castle's going to get as much playing time as he can, and Harper will eventually come back. But I think by that point, Castle's going to be pretty established. They seem to really like him. He's playing really well. The only weakness is, like you said, is turnovers and free throws right now, but
Yeah.
those can easily be turned around. So I think he's definitely in line for a lot more volume and a lot more fantasy points, which is what we want.
For sure. I guess since we did one of your followers, we'll turn to one of mine. I guess I'm gonna start with Miles Turner.
Your man.
I know I usually really like him, but this year I expected him to be better offensively than he is, and he's getting a lot of blocks, so his fantasy points per game looks okay. But if you dive into his numbers and stuff, his offense is not there.
Yeah.
It's not there for this team, and who really needs it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they need that. That's why they brought him in. They were losing so much firepower, and I mean, it's not that his minutes are that far down. He's down 2-3 minutes a game. It's not terrible, but he's still shooting the amount of shots. Well, he's not. I think that's where he's taking 3 less shots a game, which I'm not sure why.
But Giannis is playmaking more than I ever would have expected him to. I mean, 6.5 assists a game or so from Giannis, and it's like Miles Turner's just not benefiting from that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, 9 to 10 points a game is not going to cut it.
Yeah.
Even though his numbers are good, I mean, his actually field goal percentage is not good. 40% from the field.
Yeah.
35% from three is not terrible.
Yeah, that's fine. That's about where he usually shoots. I think he's just not putting up as many shots as he did in Indiana, and he's not getting to the line half as much. I think he got 4 free throws a game. Now he's down to 1.5. So he's just hesitating with the ball, or he's not putting up the shot when he has it, and it's really costing him.
Maybe the system. Maybe the system's not for him. But yeah, he's definitely somebody I'm monitoring as far as like. I think you can find better on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, he could turn it around, but right now, 25 points, you can find that.
Yeah. Well, to your point, I don't think it's necessarily the system unless they change something in the offseason because, I mean, Brook Lopez was essentially, I thought he was going to be a great fit because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's slightly better shooter.
Well, Brook Lopez also, I mean, he was a shooter and that's about it. Where Miles Turner steps into that role of just a shooter, and that's kind of what he's doing. So he's stepping into that shooter role, but Brook Lopez isn't taking anybody off the bounce, and they're not expecting him to, and they're not posting Brook Lopez up.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it's like they didn't change their system at all. They just thought, Miles Turner will plug right in, and he's not. I mean, Brook Lopez, I guess, is a better shooter than he is, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, you never want those words to come out of your mouth.
Right.
Just ask the Clippers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so he's been an interesting one to keep an eye on because we know what he's capable of. He certainly could get better, but so far not super impressive, and he gets the unwanted faller list placement.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see who we got next. I've got a couple of
Yeah,
guards
we can.
that are kind of. I mean, Trey Young. We can start with him. He's pretty
Sure.
quick and easy.
Let's
Obviously,
do it.
he's hurt, so that puts you on a pretty big. That's like a cliff fall.
Yeah.
Like you're out. Can't get any better. But even before that, I mean, obviously he'll be out for probably 4 to 6 weeks. But before that, I mean, did he forget how to shoot this year?
He's.
What's
This is
going
one
on?
thing. This is one thing about Trey Young that I think a lot of people don't understand. He looks like a good shooter. He look in when he's playing you, he hits threes, but he is not efficient. He is like a
Yeah,
career 32% 3-point shooter, and this is why. I mean, he shoots the ball a lot, and that makes up for his bad percentage.
yeah.
He's a volume guy.
Where do you think he's shooting so far this year? What percentage
Well,
from three?
unfortunately, for you, I'm looking right at the number, but like, yeah, I mean, 20% from three is
Ugh,
nuts.
that's rounding generously.
Yeah, I guess so.
He is not
That's true. 19.
which is, I mean, nobody should be shooting 19, let alone a starting guard for an NBA team. But I mean, he was shooting less, which was interesting to me. Like you'd think, okay, maybe he's taking better
Yeah.
shots, he's getting more efficient, he's shooting less threes, but he's shooting 4.5 shots less per game.
A part of me wants to think that it's beginning of the year, getting people involved. He's getting 80, almost 8 assists a game. So like that aspect, you get KP,
Yeah,
and maybe the keys are like maybe the Hawks are like let's see what Jalen Johnson has. Is he going to be can he be a go-to scorer for us? So and he's proven that he can. Um, so maybe it's like let's take the usage off of Trey,
yeah.
and so that's kind of where it goes. But
I
I mean,
think
if you're gonna shoot 19% from three, oof,
yeah. No, I think
as a 3-point shooter.
I think you're right to some degree in there. Of it's probably the usage because I mean he averages about 4.5 turnovers a game, and Steph Kessel's like, whoa, take it easy. But he's only at 2 this year, which it's respectable. That's a good number for a point guard. His assists are 8 to 2. That's pretty good. But I mean, we can't think that he's gonna stay at 2 turnovers a game, right? Like it's got to be that he's being underutilized. He's not shooting as much.
Oh, you're saying it's gonna go up?
I think it's gonna go up. Yeah,
Yeah, I think so too. He typically does average more assists, more turnovers than that. But his assist to turnovers numbers are always great because he
Yeah.
averages 10 to 11 assists a game,
right.
and then so he'll average 4 turnovers, and the assist to turnover looks okay. But
Yeah, but I mean, he's only averaging 7.8 assists this year.
Right.
So clearly, like his turnovers down, assists down, shooting down, shot attempts
Yeah.
down. Like something. Maybe obviously his knee wasn't busted before he got hurt, but something in Atlanta has shifted to where he's not going to be that volume guy like he was, or it just was a slow start. We're not really sure.
I mean, Porzingis is hard to play with, and we saw this in Dallas, and
Yeah.
so that's why he got so frustrated here. Is because Dallas is like they have a point guard who likes to drive, and Trey Young likes to drive as well. He needs to get in the paint and then kick and stuff.
Yeah,
So that's what kind of Dallas experienced is that KP likes the elbow catch, and if you as a point guard you can't do anything with that. Like your only option is all right, come down the floor, KP. This is the play for KP. Let's just give it to him in the post, and then he can turn around and try to get fouled, which is all he tries to do. And so like that's where I don't think KP is a very point guard friendly player, really,
Yeah.
unless he's doing the pick and pop. Which if he does that, and he does that a lot, then that can benefit you. But I don't think it's
yeah. But the pick and pop has to be like he was. To me, he was successful in Boston because they had guys that would kill you if he
Yeah.
didn't get the ball off the pick and roll. Right, Tatum and Brown would they'd own you, and if not, they'd flip it to him, and he'd have a good look, and he'd knock it down. That's where he was effective. So
Right.
I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens when he's back. Obviously, it's going to be a month or month and a half, but I
Yeah.
don't think I'd necessarily be interested in trying to scoop him up right now, maybe as he gets closer, but I'm still a little bit hesitant, especially knowing what he's going to command from people that would be giving him to you. It's going to be more than you probably want to give up.
No, for sure. Moving on down this list, we can go over my second guy, Anthony Simons,
Mm.
who I expected to be better in Boston than he is. I mean, he played well-ish in Portland last year just because of volume, and maybe that's the reason why his numbers are not great this year. He goes to Boston, and he's in a place that expects you to play right rather than just let's just jack up and try to get as many points on the board as you can get. And so because of that, he's averaging 14 points. And that's about all he's giving you because he's giving you 2 rebounds and 1 assist. And even on that, he's shooting. But his percentages are okay. 40% from the field is not great, but 37% from 3. I mean, that's decent.
Yeah.
It's just his volume is down with Brown and White and Pritchard and
Yeah. Boston.
which even then, I mean, those guys I thought. I mean, Brown, White, Pritchard, 3 guys. You can't find space amongst those 3 guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't quite understand what his deal is.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I was pretty low on him. In drafts, he was going in the 80s, maybe 90s, and I wasn't even interested in the hundreds. Just so I didn't think it would be this bad as far as the minutes he's getting, but
Right.
I think that's really where his value is when he's playing, he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot threes. He'll make a decent amount. He's not going to give you much else, maybe some steals here and there, but he's only playing 26 minutes a game. His numbers, it's 2-point percentage is down, 3-pointers are fine, but he's shooting at least 4 to 5 shots less than he's used to.
Missoula is an interesting guy. I mean,
Yeah.
just in general, and the way he coaches is interesting. So I think that Missoula is like very much if you aren't giving him exactly what he wants from you,
Yeah.
he's fine putting you on the bench because he knows he has guys like Hauser and Hugo's playing great.
Yeah.
And you have these guys down at the end of the bench that he knows exactly what he's getting from them, and that's kind of what he values. Where Simons can come in and score 41 game, but then like go on a streak of 13 to 15 points a game. It's just like not. He doesn't have the freedom that Chauncey Billups gave him last year.
Yeah, which I think is probably, there's some poker joke in there to make, but I'll skip over.
Somewhere.
I think that's probably going to be good for him career-wise long-term to play in a place like Boston to really get more of the professional side of things and probably develop into a better player because of it. Or he'll just disappear and we don't hear from him again. But I think he's a decent enough player to where I think he probably will be useful moving forward in the future. But it's kind of a different scenario than he's used to where he's going to have to fit the mold a little bit better. And hopefully that inspires him to play more than he is right now. And
Yeah.
but we'll see.
For sure. So going on to your last guy?
Yeah, I never really liked talking about him, but John Morant has been bad. I mean,
Bad.
His post-game
bad.
interviews are almost, I don't know if they're worse
Gold.
than his play right now, but
They're honestly gold, man. Did you hear you saw the one where he's like, ask the coaching staff?
yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, what do you think the coaching staff would say about you? Ask the coaching staff.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then
this is great.
I
This is
forget
awesome.
exactly what they said, but they're like, so everything's fine in the locker room? And he's like, did they tell you that? It's like,
What did the coaching staff say?
yeah. But
man,
clearly he's upset, and I think rightfully so, to his credit. Like, you got rid of their coach that it seemed like they kind of, ride or die with Taylor Jenkins. Everybody seemed to really like him, which I didn't pick up on. Obviously, they had some grit to them when they played the Lakers in that playoff series, and you can kind of see like, okay, they're fired up, and when they had Brooks and everything, it was pretty unified team, it seemed. But dropping their head coach like midway through the season when they're in 4th or 5th place, like, it seemed to really rub them the wrong way. And I think both him and Jaren are kind of like, get me out of here. I don't want to be with this. Like, this coach wants me to play like we're playing in junior high. Like, oh, you're not fresh, so I'm going to sub you out every 3 minutes. And it's like, yeah, there's a balance there, but I mean, you got to play your stars the minutes they want to play. He's down to under 30 minutes a game
Both of them.
on a team that has nobody else.
Yeah, right.
So
I mean, they're the two guys. They're the number one and number two guys, and they're not playing 30 minutes a game. I mean,
yeah,
wow, that's insane.
yeah,
I think the interesting thing about John Morant, and I don't know if it's because he's just not happy as the years have gone by, but his drive percentage
mm,
has gone down every year of his career.
interesting.
And for a guy that, I mean, right now he's shooting 14% from three, and he's never shot that great from three. He's not a three-point shooter. So you're relying on driving to score your 20 points a game, and getting to the free throw line is another big thing. He's
Yeah,
95% this year, but
yeah,
I just think that's interesting that every year it goes down. It's like seems like you're a little less motivated to play for this team as the years go on. So
hmm
if he does get traded, I expect him to go way up and just being a happy guy. Now he's an idiot. I don't say this lightly. I feel bad about saying it, but I just cannot stand guys who cost your team.
Yeah.
This guy, the celebrations are insane. Like, why do you have to? Okay, you get in trouble off the court for guns, so then you're gonna do a gun celebration on the court, which is so stupid. So then
Yeah.
you get suspended. So your solution is, instead of just doing three or a tap on the head or whatever you want to do, you have to throw a grenade.
yeah,
Like, what are you doing? Like, why do we have to do this?
Yeah.
Like, it's just so, it just blows my mind. It's like, some people are just not smart.
yeah,
And unfortunately, I think Ja's just one of those guys. It's just like you just, what are you doing? What, you just want to prove a point for what?
yeah. I mean, I totally agree with you, and it's unfortunate because I feel like he has talent to be probably a top 10 player in the league if he puts it all together, which he did for a short period of time. But I don't think, at least in his current situation, he's not going to get back to that. So I'm
No.
not sure what they'll get for him or if he'll be moved or not. But at the very least, I don't think it's encouraging from a fantasy perspective, and probably would be looking to get rid of him if he can.
Right. Right. I got a few more guys on my list.
Yeah, let's
we
hit
can
'em.
kind of blow through one of them pretty quick. Dylan Harper. I put him on this list not because the way he's been playing at the beginning of the year has been great. You know, he's kind of, numbers are down from what's projected, kind of, across the board ish, but as a rookie, he comes in, he's playing confident, he was rolling, he was getting momentum on his side, and then he gets hurt. He has this calf strain, he's walking out in the boot, he's going to be out 4 weeks, I think they said, or
Yeah.
something.
Maybe longer.
That unfortunately lines up exactly when Fox comes back.
Yeah.
So I think just ultimately down the road, when he comes back, his minutes are just going to be down, and his production is going to be down. So if you have him on your roster, you should look to trade him while his numbers are high, if somebody's willing to bite at that.
Yeah, I'm guessing they probably won't for now just because of the injury, but
Yeah.
if they're willing to wait on him a little bit or stash him for now, then you might be able to turn him into something. I don't think he's gonna have. It's playing out more how I thought preseason before we started to see some data and how they were going to use the guys, to where he probably won't play too much until towards the end of the year, and then he'll ramp up a little bit. So it may end up being more sort of like that, just because Fox will be back and Castle's playing well, and by the time he's back healthy, that he gets back to where he was playing at the beginning of the year. But definitely an unfortunate injury for him, and at a time where it's probably going to hurt his value a lot more than it would have.
No, I totally agree. And then moving on to my last guy is another guard, Jordan Poole. We kind of touched on him a little bit at the beginning of this year. This podcast. If you look at his numbers, like as far as what he's compared to, the only things that are really higher are his free throw numbers,
Yeah.
like percentage, amount shot, all these things. It's just he is an inefficient player, and he's on a team that sucks, and he's going to be an inefficient player again this year. And I thought maybe he would come in and like, okay, you got Zion, and you got Trey Murphy, and you got Herb, and you got these guys that could slow him down.
Yeah.
And then he comes in and just is shooting like crazy, and then he gets mad at everybody else on his team because they're shooting bad shots and they're not playing hard or whatever. And it's like, are you looking yourself in the mirror? Because like, that's what you're known for, is your bad shots and your inefficiency and the lack of effort that you give on both sides of the ball, really.
Right. Yeah, and you kind of feel for him because that's all that he's really known at the teams that he's been on. But,
And not with the Warriors.
well, to some degree. I mean, dude got punched in the head to start the year, so it's not like he had. Obviously, there was more talent there, so he had a little bit better culture to where he could, see what it looks like to win. But then you got a teammate again punching you in the head, so it's like, I mean, there's some argument to be made of like he doesn't. I don't think he knows any better, or that's just the player that he is to where he's decided that's. I mean, people like that on the court where it's like nothing could ever be their fault, even if they're shooting over 20. Like, oh, it was a good shot. It looked good. I had the step on it. Whatever it is, like he seems like that type of player, and I'd like to see him on a better team that is not dysfunctional. But at the same time, after last year with the Wizards, when he had all the opportunity in the world, that's when I decided to be out on him because I had him for a little bit, and I was like, this is not it. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think he had all the opportunity in the world last year, and he blew it because he wanted to be a shot chucker.
Yeah.
And that's what he was, and it just didn't produce. And shot chuckers usually can produce, like Cam Thomas. And that guy's a shot chucker to the extreme.
Yeah.
And he produces. He produces numbers. He's a good three-point shooter and this kind of thing. And, like, Jordan Poole's just a shot chucker that doesn't produce numbers. And he doesn't produce fantasy numbers for anybody.
Well, part of that's attitude, too. Like, I don't think I haven't watched a ton of Nets games, to be honest. I don't think a lot of people have. But I don't see any of that attitude from Cam Thomas of, like, oh, this is your fault, or
No.
Like, he plays defense, not necessarily the best defender, but, like, he has the attitude of, I'm going to try and I'm going to play.
Yeah.
Whereas Poole is like, unless I'm running the offense and shooting, I don't really care. I don't really want to be here.
Well, I'd be interested to see if it's because Poole got paid. Poole gets paid, goes to the Wizards, gets this big contract. Now, Cam Thomas doesn't have that contract. He's still playing for his first
That's true.
major deal. So maybe Cam Thomas changes his way. I hope not.
Yeah,
I hope it's just a fierce thing. But I mean, not fierce thing, a Poole thing. But I'm afraid that Poole's fallen into the I got paid. I don't care. He's got paid and he's got a ring and he's not going to be a Hall of Famer. So this guy just doesn't care. I mean, like he knows it. He knows it. He just knows that he's only got a couple more years of this big contract, and maybe at the end of that last year he'll click it again and be like, oh, some team will be like, well, he did play well this last year, so like maybe we'll talk ourselves into it, and they give him some bad team gives him another good contract.
Send him to Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte. They'll take anybody. So. But yeah, so
except for Kevin Durant, apparently. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't. I don't know nothing about that.
Oh man, it's good. You should read it.
I didn't hear that one.
He got interviewed by somebody, and he was like, basically he was saying like, man, I'm done with like any of the small teams, any of the market. Like I'm old now, so I kind of want to pick and choose where I go. But he's like, you cannot ever tell me that you're sending me to Milwaukee or Charlotte. Like nothing against those places, they're cool and all, but like I am not playing for those small teams. I was like, dang.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny because he's only played for one small team.
I know.
Like, he played for OKC where he was awesome, and they gave him all his notoriety, and then he goes to Brooklyn, he goes to the Warriors, and he goes to Phoenix, and now Houston. So all of them are bigger. Now, I guess not the biggest markets, but...
Yeah. But I think he just doesn't want to live in that sort of setting, I guess, which is fair.
I think that's what it is.
It was a pretty funny interview.
That is good. That's good. I love Kevin Durant, honestly. I love his tweets. He's a great Twitter follow.
Yeah.
I just love. I mean, he may given his history. We mentioned him on the podcast. He might comment on our thing.
Shoot, yeah. What's his? Is it still KD Trey 5 or whatever?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Tag him.
I know he's watching, so we'll see if he leaves a comment.
Yeah, Kevin Durant, you're awesome.
You're certainly not a cupcake. We never meant it.
Yeah, well, I never said it. I just hated you when you played the Mavs.
Yeah. Well, that about wraps it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we covered everything that we were going to, and we had a good time.
Yeah. So what's up for next week? What we got on the board?
More ballers and fallers. That's an everyday thing, and as far as the other segments, we'll see what happens during the week. We'll kind of try to find a interesting topic. Maybe Kevin Durant will say something about us, or about somebody, and we'll talk about him. But we'll just kind of go from there.
Sweet, sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. Look us up on all the socials we got. You got some more shorts coming our way this week.
Yep, sure do. A little behind on last week, but we'll get it there.
That's all right. We'll get on there.
Yep. Yeah. So please like, subscribe, follow, do all the things. We love doing this, and it's not for anything other than.
I mean, we're not going to make any money,
man.
but
We're not.
we wouldn't be mad if we made some money.
Hey,
so.
yeah, but if you want to, we'll be happy to throw something together, some ad together for you if you're interested at all. But just two guys just chit chatting.
Yep.
All right, man. Have a good one.